I seek refuge with Allah from the curse and rejected one, the devil and demon. In the name of Allah, God most gracious, most merciful. Today is Tuesday, 12 February 2019. Episode number 465 under the title of The Pope on the Gulf. My dear brothers and sisters, on this very day, I'm very delighted to talk to you and rectify and clarify something going on at the moment. We have the Pope here in the Gulf, and people expect the Pope to perform miracles, to heal somebody, or to perform miracles like drinking the poison, and show the people how the poison will not affect him. The Pope is the head of the church, and he is representing Jesus, and Jesus, what Jesus is God incarnate in the human flesh. Now, wherever the Pope go, he must preach the gospel, because he is the chief, the high standard of the church, of the Christianism, and he must perform miracles like healing people, born blind or leopard, or drinking the deadly thing. He must perform at least 2-3 miracles, or 1 miracle minimum. I'm gonna say something here and show how whoever believes in Jesus, nothing will affect him. Now, the Pope should be, I'm sure he believes in Jesus, and he believes in him too much belief, strong belief. Now, let me show you guys, written in Mark, the Gospel of Mark. I'm reading here from the King James Version, Mark 16. I'm gonna read from chapter 17, chapter 18, verse 18. Mark chapter 16, verse 18. It does say here, they shall, talk about who believe in Jesus. Let me read from 17. And Jesus, this test sign, the last sign, shall follow them that believe in me. My name shall they cast out devils. So who believe in Jesus, they can cast out devils. They shall speak with the new tongues. I'm not sure if the Pope speak Hebrew or Arabic or another language. He should speak another language, a new language. Wherever he goes, anybody believes in Jesus, wherever he goes, he should speak with the new tongue. They, now verse 18, they shall take up a serpent. You know serpent? Snakes, others. They shall take up serpents, and if they drink any deadly thing, it shall not hurt them. They shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. Now, the Pope is here in the Gulf, and he should show the people in this very much gathering. He must bring someone who is sick, he cannot talk, he cannot walk, and he shall lay his hand in that very sick person, and that very sick person shall recover instantly. And he should bring with him big serpent, poison one, of course. And he should give that snake his hands and allow that snake to bite him with poison, with the poison teeth, and he should perform that miracle for people. Nothing happened to him, and he should drink the poison before people and show that he believes in Jesus, because the Bible said anybody believes in Jesus, he can cast out devils, he can carry out the snakes, the serpents, nothing will happen, and he can drink poison deadly poison, anything, and it will not hurt him. And he should lay his hand in any sick person, no matter what that kind of sickness is, and he should recover that sick person. And I believe we should close the clinics and the hospitals, because we have actually 2 billion actually Christian in the face of the earth, and if they can lay their hands, because they believe in Jesus, of course, and they can lay hands to the sick people, and no one will be sick. This is what book. This is the book. This is the book. I'm going to show you. This is Mark. I'm going to show people. Yes, I'm not sure if you can see it. It's part of the Bible. It's an act book. They claim. Okay. Now, I don't know if the Bob here came to look for another Jews, the Arabs, not the Jews, by the way. I'm not sure if the Bob came here to look for scattered Jews in the Gulf, to call them for the Christianity, to be Christian. Well, the Christ is talking about the other sheep. I don't know how can he simulate the people as a sheep. I don't know how Jesus can call people as the sheep. I don't know how this happened, but I don't know. It does not fit to be fit for Jesus to call people as goats or sheep. He said here, we're going to read for John 10. John 10:16, and he said here, and other sheep I have, which are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice. This is talking about another Jews. In his lifetime, he born in Bethlehem, and he was in Palestine, and in his place, in that very place when he was talking, the Jews were, not every Jews were with him. They scattered in Palestine, somewhere on the face of the earth, and he's talking about the Jews, talking about the Jews that he is sent to. He says, I am not sent but the lost sheep of Israel. He's talking about that he is not sent to anyone but to the lost sheep of Israel. The lost sheep of Israel, at that time, that found moment when he was talking, they were not with him. They are scattered somewhere in another part of Jerusalem, part of the world, and he was talking to those people, because he is exclusively sent as a messenger to the lost sheep of Israel. And after he passed away, after being resurrected, as they claim, before and after Jesus, the Jews were not in one place. They were scattered all over the places. And Jesus is talking about the Jews, whoever they are, they are in Palestine, and they are after the Roman Empire, or they have been in somewhere in the part of the world scattered. The Jews is scattered. So now we have here something the Pope must do. He must convince and emphasize that Jesus was exclusively for the Jews. And the Pope must look to the Jews. He must go to the Palestine, where the Jews were gathered. He must preach the gospel to them. And he must go somewhere in America there and to call the Jews specially, because the Eskimo and the Arabs and the Belgian and the Roman, they are not a Jew. Nothing to do with them. This is Jew. Jesus said, I am not sent but to the lost sheep of Israel. When his disciples calling him to drive for the Samaritan woman, she was sick. And he said, no, I am not sent but to the lost sheep of Israel. So Jesus is telling people to call the Jews, and the Pope is not a Jew. Why he became a Christian, by the way? This is the Pope. Is he a Jew? He's not a Jew. He's a European. Then why he became a Christian? Nothing to do with the Jesus. Jesus is, according to the Bible, is sent only, exclusively, especially for the Jewish people, for the lost sheep of Israel. Is it clear? So, the people now, they are called, they believe that they believe in Jesus. They are not a Jew. They are not a Jew. 2 billions on the face of the earth. They claim that they believe in Jesus, but they are not a Jew. So what's this? They must believe in other Jesus or another Messiah, which is not this Messiah mentioned in the Bible. So, first of all, the Bible is not a Jew, and he has nothing to do with Jesus. But if he can't give us a certificate that he is originally Jew, his forefathers, his genealogy is a Jew, now we will call him to perform miracles. And I should say, as Mark said here, in the book of Mark, it says, if you believe in Jesus, you can cast out devils by the name of Jesus. You can carry a serpent. I didn't see the Pope, this Pope, which is not a Jew, carrying a big serpent, poison one. And I didn't see him drinking deadly thing like poison. And he says, and if they drink any deadly thing, as drink, it means a drink. It means drinking the poison. The poison shall not hurt them, anybody believe. And they shall lay hands on the sick, and they shall recover. This is kind of, I would say, absurd to not to close. I don't know if the Pope go to the clinic or the hospital when he becomes sick. He should heal himself, man. And I'm asking the Pope with the respect. You are mustacheless and you have no beard. Do you believe Jesus was like this? As a man and human being, fit be not you to be mustacheless and beardless, as the head of the Christian, so-called Christian. They are not a Jew, by the way. And I don't know if Jesus asked you not to get married. If you are a Jew, of course. You are not a Jew. You have nothing to do with Jesus, by the way. And I don't know what's in the church, some of the church, I heard something goes on there by the name of Jesus, which is shameful to even mention it. That's what I heard. I'm not sure, but I heard about it. I have to make sure later whether it's or that not right. But I'm gonna I will conclude. I'm gonna finish here. I'm gonna say this very quickly. In the nutshell, first of all, there's anybody who's not a Jew. Jesus was not sent to them. Jesus was sent to the lost sheep of Israel, either those who are scattered or those who were with him in his place in Palestine. Number two, if any Jews, if the Pope is a Jew, he must go all over to the Jew people and show them the miracles and to make the Jews believe in Jesus. And I said he must carry a serpent and allow that serpent to bite him with poison, and he will show people his hand and nothing happened to him. He was laughing and nothing happened to him. And he must heal any sick if he believes in Jesus, if he is a Jew. And he must perform this kind of miracles, drink the deadly thing, and show people that nothing will happen to him. Now, I'm assuring to you, my brothers and sisters, that the Pope in the Gulf, or any Pope or anyone who claims Christianity which is not a Jew, he is imposture, because he's going against the book, against Jesus. Jesus said, I am not sent but to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Very clearly. And then we have to understand what the book said and to tell people, if you are not a Jew, you have nothing to do with the Jesus Christ, the one who was born in Bethlehem. You have nothing to do. Maybe you have another Christ, another religion. You can't be a Muslim, you can't be Hindu or Shinto, whatever. But you have nothing to do with this Christ, with this messenger of God mentioned in the Bible and mentioned in the Quran too. Even the Quran testifies and confirm that Jesus was sent only for the lost sheep of Israel. And that's it. In the Quran too, he is sending his messenger to the Bani Israel, to Israel's house, to the children of Israel. So I want people to go and ask this Pope these kind of questions. Hey, my Pope, the Holiness of the Pope, if they said it, are you a Jew? And if he said a Jew, he said, I'm a Jew. You must ask him for his certificate to bring back the truth and proof that he is, his genealogy go to the Israeli, to the Israel. He must show us that certificate. And number two, if he was a Jew and he believed in Jesus, which he must do, then he must ask him to perform miracles. Give him a serpent, man. Give him a deadly thing and ask him to drink it before people. And I assure to you, I don't think if he can do. And if he did, and if he is a Jew, then he is a true believer. And he did the proof that the Bible is true. But make sure that he drink poison, real poison. Maybe he drinks something, this is a Jew or something else, and he says that this is a poison. No. You have to go to laboratory and make sure that this liquid is a Jew, is a poison. It's not a juice or something like this. And I am sure 110%, and I didn't think he would drink it, because he did not believe. It is not so. And there are so many people going on the world a false Messiah and false Christ is misleading people, as Jesus did say. And then they are a false prophet and false Messiah, and they are going on, and they will continue to be around us, and we should take care of them, as Jesus said, by the fruit you shall judge them. He's talking to his people, because there are people asking him, how can we recognize the Christ, the false Christ and false messengers? They perform miracles. How can we make distinct between them and the true ones? And he does say, by the fruit you'll judge them, by their deeds you can't judge them. And we need that, this Pope in the Gulf, to perform by his deed, it is fast subject to keep talking about, but believe me, I have so many things to talk about. You know, the Bible, I have the King James Version, I have studied more than 36 years back, and I need the Pope to explain the Trinity and how it came about, Father and Son and Holy Ghost, one God. How come? And you say in the name of God, the name of the Father, and the Son and the Holy Ghost. Why don't you say, if you say in the name of God, and you can say He's the Father, He's the Son, He's the Holy Ghost, it makes sense, we can accept. But the creed is wrong. The banner that the Christians stand on is really the most grotesque faith and dogma ever been in the face of the earth. It's something, as they said, unfathomable to our limited mentality. If it's unfathomable, why should we deal with it? God will not send us something we cannot understand. If it's mystical to our understanding, we will not believe this. God didn't talk to us like this in the Holy Quran. Everything is clear. What God, how He been, that is something His business. We cannot understand it. Okay, we didn't talk about it. But something related, something come to us, something we have to do with. We have to make it should be clear and can understand it. Again and again, whoever can see me, please ask the Pope this kind of questions, and let the Pope perform these miracles before the people. Let him do it, be televised live to the mankind. And this kind of thing, number one, he must show the certificate to the mankind that he's a Jew. He's a Jew. His forefathers, his ancestors, his genealogy is a Jew. And number two, that he is a true believer of Jesus, and he will perform this kind of miracles and more. Drink the deadly things and things like that. Anyhow, I'm gonna stop here, my dear brother and sister, though it's fast subject, but until I see you later in time, peace be unto you all.